Hello guys, welcome back. My name is Nathan and today we are talking about some very unfortunate news. Or I guess fortunate and optimistic at the same time. Unfortunate news that Henrik Lundqvist has officially retired. This morning he put out a huge tweet basically just laying down an absolute bomb. But we heard all the crazy stuff about from last year where he signed from the Washington Capitals and ended up having to have a bunch of heart conditions on him and forcing him basically to stop playing the game. And there was always a possibility, and even a week ago there was a possibility of him maybe coming back to the Washington Capitals, coming back to the NHL. But officially Henrik Lundqvist has retired. Can we get some F's in the chat? Can we get some absolute support for an absolute king? Because man, it is a sad day for the New York Rangers. It is a sad day for Rangers fans here. This is so tough. And he left us with an absolutely heartbreaking message, man. This is I feel so bad. I feel so bad just looking at all this. But how's it going, y'all? Say hello to the chat down below. Get this stream going. Hit that like button, of course, if you have not already. Let me turn on my light just in case. But we got Hardcore Hab, Harris, Quizler, Snivels, McKinnon, Luke spoke. We got Bulldogs fan, Foxo Studios, Mr. Monster, Lee Y, Brandon, Ethan Miller. We got JM House. We got Sven. We also got Hockey Demon. We got who else in here? Hockey Arcade, Yacker. We also got Ryan Dunworth. Bulldogs fan, Mike Rossi, what's going on? Good to see you guys. So we might as well read this message and again read the sad. Oh man, I'm so sad this morning, man. I'm so sad. But this is what Henrik Lundqvist said in a tweet this morning. It's time. Why is my alarm going off? Screw you, alarm. It's time for Henrik Lundqvist. Come on. It's time. For the last 30 years, I've devoted my life to the game of hockey, and it's now time to walk away from the game. Man, I have a tough time reading this. I've devoted my life to the game of hockey, and now it's time to walk away from the game I love and begin a new chapter. The future excites me. I've met so many amazing people over the years that will help to guide me, or help to guide and inspire me in my new journey. There are many things I love about this game, from the excitement I felt as an 8-year-old at my first practice to the 15 years of butterflies I had every time I took the ice in the greatest city in the world. I'm extremely grateful for what hockey has brought me and taught me in life. These lessons will never leave me. Thank you to all the coaches and players that have helped me throughout my career. Thank you to Swedish hockey, from growing up and playing in Sweden to ultimately representing my country on the world stage. These are some of my proudest moments. Thank you to the Rangers and New York City. I'm a born Swede, but I'll always feel like a New York Ranger or a New Yorker thanks to you. Thank you, NHL. This league was everything I dreamed of and more. Lastly, thank you to the game of hockey and its fans. You gave my life purpose, and I've loved every single minute of it. Dang it, man. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I told myself I'm not gonna cry. But again, Henrik Lundqvist has officially announced his retirement. Once again in the chat, let me know what you guys are thinking right now. For my Rangers fans in here, let me know what you guys are thinking. The King has officially retired, and man, that part especially. Thank you, Rangers, to the Rangers in New York City. I'm a born Swede, but I'll always feel like a New Yorker thanks to you. Oh my goodness. Now I'll say this. Obviously, you guys know Jonathan Quick is my favorite goaltender of all time. But Henrik Lundqvist, like my top 3 all time is Jonathan Quick, Henrik Lundqvist, and Roberto Luongo. Those are the 3 guys I just absolutely love. And to see Henrik Lundqvist, it's just like, it's such a sad way to go out, man. It just sucks. Like I would have from what I can see here, from what I can tell, it seems like again he wanted to come back, and he was posting, I think on Instagram, like his like new pads and stuff like that. It felt like he wanted to come back to the game. And it just sucks that there's even a possibility that Henrik Lundqvist didn't go out on his own terms. That to me was always the worst part. Now, he never played an official game with the Washington Capitals either, which also is kind of weird, considering he was signed for them for so long. But it just sucks so much to have this situation be the way that such a legendary goaltender comes out. I mean, really, when we're talking about when we're talking about goalies, he's the best of the past 10 years. I think consistently. Let me know in the chat down below, by the way, guys, when it comes to Henrik Lundqvist, all time, Where would you put Henrik Lundqvist? Top 3, top 5, top 10? Let me know your thoughts. Actually, you know what? Let's get a poll going for that, because I think that's pretty interesting. We got 85 people in this chat. Thank you guys so much for coming in. And again, we're reacting to the Henrik Lundqvist news together here. So let me know all your thoughts down the chat down below. But good to have you guys in here. Of course, appreciate all the donations in the last stream as well. Helped a ton for the channel. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. All right, so let me see. Where would you rank Henrik Lundqvist all time? Because I think this is a very, very interesting question. For me personally, and I'll just put top 5, top 10, top 20, and top 50. All right, so that poll will be coming in the chat right now. Let me know what you guys think. For me personally, like in terms of an all-time career, Henrik Lundqvist is definitely up there, because I think Lundqvist in his during that just great almost 10 more than 10-year stretch, he was the most consistent goaltender in the league. And I think in terms of consistency, I think Henrik Lundqvist has had one of the best careers of any NHL goaltender. But again, when it comes to other goaltenders, he doesn't have the Stanley Cup, of course, because the Rangers failed him multiple times. I don't think he has Olympic gold. I don't think, though. I think I can't remember exactly. He might have a couple of pretty high medals with Sweden, though. But yeah, no Stanley Cup, unfortunately. Which again, I mean, I saw it from, who did I see it from? Who did I see it from here? Oh gosh, I'm trying to look back in the chat. Yeah, so SP mentioned it. I mean, I'll say this as well. Obviously, it's like, I think every Rangers fan should agree that the Rangers failed Henrik Lundqvist, truly. Like, in his whole career, you couldn't get him a Stanley Cup. That to me is crazy. One of the best goalies of all time. Now, personally for me, all time wise, I think Henrik Lundqvist, you have to have at least top 10. At least top 10. Again, in terms of consistency, in terms of just the consistency in an NHL career, not many goalies were as good for as long as Henrik Lundqvist was, in my opinion. And I think he's the most consistent goaltender of the past 10 years. I mean, you could say like best. You could say best is like Carey Price, but in terms of consistency, Carey Price hasn't held it. Sorry, I just woke up and I have a little bit of allergies, but I think it's just my sadness coming through. Oh, he does have Olympic gold? Okay. Wouldn't it have been like in the 2000s, obviously? Let me look that up, by the way. Because would that have been like 2006 then? Would that have been 2006? Let me look up on Elite Prospects here real quick. But if he does have an Olympic gold, that definitely makes his Hall. I mean, he should be a Hall of Famer regardless. But yeah, so he does have one Olympic gold medal. That was I would assume was I don't know why I'm blanking right now, but I assume that was 2006. He's barely top 10. Yikes, DSL. Yikes. Henrik Lundqvist, if we're talking about goalies that carried teams for as long as they did, Henrik Lundqvist is one of the goalies that carried his team the most. I mean, you look at some of the defenses and some of the teams that the Rangers brought out for him, especially in like those early years. It was not good at all. And Henrik Lundqvist, I mean, really, okay, let's just, you know what, now since we all know that Henrik Lundqvist is retired, now that we all know, we got 110 people in here, hit that like, my boy, subscribe if you're new. But now that we know officially that pretty much that everything is retired, interesting. Rangers going with Chris Pronger, or not Rangers, Blues retiring Chris Pronger's number. Let's look up Henrik Lundqvist's stats so far. So let's just go on Elite Prospects here, because I want to give credit where it's due in terms of some of the statistics here. So let me actually make this a bit smaller. And then put this over here. All right, so Henrik Lundqvist did get a gold medal. That is a thing. Yes, he did get a gold medal. That was all right. So he's 39 years old, of course, 6'1", 181 pounds. He got an Olympic gold medal in the World Championships, 2 World Championship silver as well in the Olympics, bronze in the under 18 World Juniors, and 2 SHL championships, by the way. So there you go, not bad. But when it comes to Henrik Lundqvist, I mean, obviously he one of the best 7th round picks of all time, 205th overall. Back in his draft year, he played in the Junior 20 Super Elite, where he got a 904 save percentage in 29 games played. Not a bad start to his career. And in the World Juniors, he was pretty fantastic, getting a 939 save percentage. I mean, just looking at the raw statistics, Lundqvist definitely should have been drafted higher, especially for those World Junior stats as well. Then you go into 2001, where he continued to play in the Junior 20, got a 908 save percentage, but was able to go to the RETRIING, where he got an 882 save percentage. Not great, but he was able to play a lot of games in the Allsvenskan, and was great in the under 20 World Juniors, where he got a 928 save percentage in 7 games played. Not too bad. So far, World Junior wise, Lundqvist has been fantastic. Then going on to 2002, where he continued to have like his starter job in the RETRIING, where in 20 games he got an 899 save percentage, but in the playoffs, he got a 931 save percentage with 2 shutouts. Not too bad. And would continue to be solid in the World Juniors. He had a 906 save percentage, not as good as the year prior, but still very, very solid. But at this point, like, even though some of the statistics are solid so far, it doesn't really show him to be this fantastic goaltender. But again, he would continue to do pretty well in the SHL. Then the next season would just break out. And this in 2003 is where it really started to come, where in 2003, he had a 948 save percentage in Sweden, and would be just better, even more consistent in the playoffs, where he got a 922 save percentage in 12 games played. And then go on to 2004, where he'd get just a boatload of games, 48 games played, a 928 save percentage, a 30-18 record, and a 936 save percentage in the playoffs. Absolutely amazing, and would do fantastic things in the World Championships. And then in 2005, it would be his last year in Sweden, where he got a 936 save percentage. By the way, I don't know all my terminology in Sweden hockey, but I'm pretty sure with Frölunda HC, that would be the SHL, is what you're seeing there. But the playoffs as well, 962 save percentage in 14 games played, just putting up like Ilya Sorokin numbers from the KHL basically before he got to the NHL. The World Championships weren't great, but hey, in terms of the statistics, he was continuing to improve year after year, getting more of a responsibility in net in Sweden. And that would, by the way, can we point out this record, 33-8-3, not too bad. And then that would be his final year in Sweden. Then he would transition on to the New York Rangers. In 2006, he would play a pretty full season, 53 games played, just bursting onto the scene with a 922 save percentage. Absolutely amazing. And then the years would continue to go by. He was good in the Olympics, then a 917 save percentage, a 912 save percentage, 916, 921, 923, 930, 926, 920, 922, 920, 910, 915, 907, 905. Henrik Lundqvist never had a save percentage below 905 in his entire career for the New York Rangers. And even when he did, it was like when he was 37 years old. But also looking at the playoff statistics in 2007, 924, 909, 908, 917, 931, 934, 927, 928, 867 in 16, but 927 in 2017. This guy, I mean, even at the end, he got a 901 save percentage in 2 games played in 2020. So this guy was a consistent body of work for the New York Rangers. And again, when you consider some of the he had to play with some pretty rough defensemen over this time. I mean, especially in the 2000s, and he was still able to put up some really good numbers. And to me, that speaks volumes to what Henrik Lundqvist was able to do at a consistent rate. And again, in his prime, this guy never got a worse save percentage than a 912. That is pretty spectacular, and I don't think we give enough credit for that consistency, that longevity that Henrik Lundqvist had. To me, that's one of the best goalie-wise. But man, like I just... It's so sad. It is so sad. I mean, you look at both 2012 and 2013, he put up a 931 save percentage and a 934 save percentage. How do you not win a cup? How do you not win a cup with this goaltender? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He is easily top 10 and close to top 5. His statistics are unreal. Absolutely, Jason. Absolutely. And again, you got to realize that again, the Rangers' defenses were not great during this time. Like throughout a lot of his career, it's not great. It's not great. Yorko, what's going on? Candy Cane, what's going on as well? Okay, 2006. Yeah, that was what I was expecting, Jason. What's your actual top 10 goalies? Okay, this might be okay. I don't know if I can list them right now off the top of my head, but But let me know in the chat down below, what are your at least top 5 goaltenders all time? Because I would go Hasek. I'll go Hasek, Wah, probably. I don't know. Besides, I'd probably go Brodeur 3, but it's close. You have obviously Dryden up there. I think Luongo could have a debate in the top 10. I think he could have a debate in the top 10. I mean, he was also a consistent piece of another consistent goaltender that never got a cup. But I don't know if I can make like a top 10 right now. I just know for me, I would have Henrik Lundqvist top 10. I don't know how much higher I'd have him. Like, I don't know if I would have him top 5, for instance. But I think I would have him top 10. In terms of consistency, again, which in goalies is, I think, one of the most underrated things. When you have a goaltender, I mean, obviously, goaltending-wise, one of the easiest things you can do is have a great season, bad season, great season, bad season, great season, bad season. I mean, we saw it with Jonathan Quick. We saw it with Carey Price. They'll have great seasons, then not so great ones. Consistency, like true consistency in goaltending is incredibly rare. Incredibly rare. And not only was Henrik Lundqvist consistent, he was consistently at an elite level. And not even just in terms of save percentage, guys. In terms of goals saved above expected, a lot of people have gone back to Henrik Lundqvist's early years. And even though he might have put up a 912 save percentage, that save percentage could be a lot higher if his defense was a lot better than it actually was. In terms of goals saved above expected, Henrik Lundqvist was the most consistent and the best goaltender of his era. And to me, when it comes to him, I mean, I would put him top 10. I mean, personally, and this might be a hot take, I would rather have Henrik Lundqvist top 10 than Carey Price. That's just how high I see it. Because again, I'm looking at consistency. I'm looking at the long career here, not just a couple of fantastic seasons. To me, when it comes to Henrik Lundqvist, even though Carey Price might have better highs, I think Henrik Lundqvist just has more consistency. And that's what I really love in goaltenders. When you can be consistently good, that puts you over the top. And that's why Vasilevsky is being talked about as the best goaltender of this generation, because he's consistently at that great level, which other goaltenders can't really match to his level, especially in the playoffs as well. I'd put Wah over Hasek because Wah has 3 Conn Smythes, 3. Well, Hasek would. I think Hasek would have a lot more Conn Smythes if the Sabres weren't trash. To me, we can go in the Hasek debate here. I mean, for me, if you're gonna put anybody above Hasek, Wah would definitely be the guy I would do. Because for me, it's Hasek and Wah number 2, or number 1, number 2 for sure. But for me as well, when it comes to Hasek, I mean, you got the Sabres were still decent back then, but look at these statistics, man. Look at these statistics. I could keep going, but look at these 90s statistics on the Buffalo Sabres. 930 save percentage, 930 save percentage, 920 save percentage, 930 save percentage, 932 save percentage, 937 save percentage in 1999. And he not only had a 937 save percentage in 1999 in the regular season, he had a better one in the playoffs where he got a 939 save percentage in 19 games played. And again, these are not great. It's kind of the same situation as Henrik Lundqvist almost, where these are not fantastic Sabres teams. I mean, they're still good, obviously, making the Cup final in 1999. But Hasek, Hasek took a decent team. Like Henrik Lundqvist in 2014, Hasek took a decent team to the Stanley Cup playoffs, or Stanley Cup final, basically by himself. And I mean, a 939 save percentage, that does not lie. It was astounding. And even in his final years, he got a 925 save percentage with the Ottawa Senators. The Ottawa Senators. And of course, that was during when the Sens were pretty solid. And then of course, went to the Red Wings, where he got a 913 save percentage with the Red Wings, and then in the playoffs, a 923 save percentage. And this guy was like, he was in his late 30s, I believe, at that point. I mean, he was just, again, another goalie that was just consistently good in his prime. I mean, if we're looking at it right now, he from 1994 really to 2004, he didn't have a save percentage below 910. And it wasn't really close either. The closest he gotten to that mark was a 915 the year before the Red Wings, where he still had a 920 save percentage in the playoffs. This man was absolutely amazing. And again, for me, I love goalies that can carry teams, which is a reason why I love Jonathan Quick. And his 2012 season was one of my most favorite just times to watch a goalie ever, because he was just as locked in as possible. But I love goalies that can carry teams, and Dominik Hasek, Henrik Lundqvist, Jonathan Quick. They're all big proponents of that, especially Hasek, though. He was like the big one to really start that trend. My top 5, Rask. Ooh, Rask number 5. Hank, Brodeur, Waugh, Hasek. Yeah, for me, I would probably have Hasek, Waugh, Brodeur. But at that, okay, let me look at this, because I want to make a little bit of a definitive one. I want to make a little bit of a definitive top 5. So let me know your top 5s in the chat down below, what you guys are thinking here, because I think this could be really interesting. Okay. All right, give me a second, because I want to look up the all-time goalie stats here. Or not goalie stats, but like all-time goalies here. Okay, all-time NHL goalies. Because again, I need to refresh myself. Because I remember I did like I did like a top 10 to myself like a year ago, but I forgot it since then. So doesn't work out too well that way. I'll say this. I don't know if I can make a top 5 definitively, but I can list names that would probably be my top 10. Obviously, Dominik Hasek would be up there. Waugh, Brodeur. I would have Henrik Lundqvist top 10. I'd have Ken Dryden top 10. Let me see. I'm trying to think of a few guys here. This is tough. Perron would be up there, I would assume. I'm looking at the all-time save percentage, and Mike Smith is 45th of all time on save percentage. Maybe I shouldn't look at that. Oh my goodness, that's pretty funny though. Roberto Luongo would be up there. Obviously, Terry Sawchuk would be up there for sure. Glenn Hall will be in that conversation. Tony Esposito. Rest in peace, by the way. Yikes. It gets so tough, though, around that, like, kind of like 7 spot, really. Jose Theodore, obviously, in terms of peak, was fantastic. Ron Hextall, maybe. There's a lot of options, though. Best goalie of all time is obviously Vesa Toskala. That is true, Char Walker. That is true. I mean, besides Anthony Niemi, would be the number 1, 100%. Okay, here's the thing, guys. We need to cool on the Fleury top 5 talk, okay? And now, I'll say this right now. And now, you could probably tell by me, I don't think Fleury is as high up as many people, because I value consistency the most. Marc-Andre Fleury is, like, besides his Vegas years, is probably one of the most, like, even in his Vegas years, honestly. Even in his Vegas years, one of the most inconsistent goalies of all time. This guy was either Vezina level or would give up the dumbest goals you've ever seen. People really like to forget, for some reason, those early 2010s Penguins teams and how terrible Marc-Andre Fleury was. He was not good. He would, especially in the playoffs, would just give up bad goal after bad goal. And like from 2000, like honestly, since he won the cup in 2009 to like 2016, really, I mean, nobody would have ever said Marc-Andre Fleury was a Hall of Fame goalie. And I don't know, like, obviously the Vegas years were good, but even in Vegas, he had that, like, the last year before this last year that was not that great at all. And then he would come back and win the Vezina trophy. I mean, I don't get goalies. I really don't get, but Marc-Andre Fleury, I really don't get. So if we're going on the trend, he's probably gonna be terrible this next year. Oh, Cord Python, thank you so much for the $2, my man. Martin needs a trap. He's not top 5 IMO. I mean, I can definitely get that argument. I don't, like, the thing is, for me, I just don't know who I'd put above him. But yeah, I do think Brodeur is a little bit overrated. I wouldn't have him number 1 at all. But I can see why. I just don't think he's up to Hasek and Waugh's level, though, for me at least. But thank you so much for the 2, Core Python. I appreciate it a ton. Can we please get some core hype in the chat down below for an absolute legend? Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Lundqvist is the next Ranger to get his number retired. I hope so. Flyers fan 58, what's going on? Let me know in the chat down below for you guys, though. Where would you put Marc-Andre Fleury all time? If he retired today, where would you put Marc-Andre Fleury all time? Because I'd probably have him like top 20, top 20, top 30. But again, I don't see the top 10 hype for him as some other people do. Oh, by the way, there was a few other stuff as well that I wanted to point out that wasn't Lundqvist related, but was pretty interesting. Where was it? Oh, wait, did he delete it or something? It was from David Pagnotta, I believe. He was tweeting something earlier about the Arizona Coyotes, like earlier this morning, that I found interesting. I guess it's not. I guess it was deleted or something. Michael, what was the message? I can show right here. So he basically tweeted out a message. If you guys are just coming in, he tweeted out a message here. That was pretty. I'll just put it on the screen so you guys can see it. Let me see if I can crop it all the way. Give me a second, y'all. Give me just a second here. All right, so here it is. Here it is. So there you go. If you want to see the message, there it is right there. I'll make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see. But he says, it's time for the last 30 years I've devoted my life to the game of hockey. I don't want to read it again because I don't want to get sad again. Oh, and James with the 5. Thank you so much, James. Thank you so much to the 2 donators, Core Python and James. James says the Coyotes are moving to Houston. The Arrows are back. I hope so, James. I hope so. But I'll say this. I mean, people are going to make a big deal out of that Arizona situation. Scars. Thank you so much, James. Can we get some James hype in the chat down below? Absolutely legendary. But yeah, I'll say this. I think people are making a big situation out of that Coyotes thing. They're moving to Scottsdale, like or Scottsdale or Tempe. I mean, they're gonna stay in Arizona. Gary Bettman is as long as Gary Bettman is commissioner, the Arizona Coyotes will exist. That's just how I see it. And I don't know. I hope that it's Houston, because I think having Houston and Dallas as a Texas rivalry would be amazing. It would be awesome, but I don't know if I see it happening. I mean, I would probably have to be somebody else that moves before Arizona moves, I think. Rene over Mark on trip 4. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me, lights? Oh my goodness. I have this little stand for it, and it falls like every few hours, and I want to shank this light. I want to kill its family, because it's being just the worst thing of all time. But there we go. There we go. Now it's back. Now it is back, okay? All right? Yeah? Okay. What time is it in Texas? It's 9:40 a.m. right now. 9:40 a.m. right now. Thank you so much, though, James, for the 5. Again, I am desperately hoping that it is Houston. Let me know in the chat, though, what you guys are thinking for that. 20 to 15, honestly, stats-wise, Fleury is pretty consistent. I mean, somewhat. Let me look it up right now. But see, like, for me at least, it's kind of weird, because again, he has his great seasons in 2016. Or at least I'm looking at mostly regular season, by the way. But he has his great seasons in 2016 with a 921 save percentage. Then he goes down to a 909. Then he goes to Vegas, and then he puts up a 927 save percentage, and then a 913, then a 905, and then out of nowhere a 928 save percentage. But also, look at this, because the Penguins had some solid defensemen in the early 2010s. But in 2010, oh my gosh. Richer the 2, you're like almost just I know it was trying to kill me, and I'll kill it before it kills me. I'll kill it before it kills me. Don't make no mistake, man. Make no mistake. But that's true. I don't know. I need to get a better stand for this thing. Okay, so look at this. So this light is kind of just has like a little like I don't even know, a little tail. But I have it like locked into the side of my wall in a way, and it just doesn't work. It just does not work. I do need to get a new stand for that. But the donation does help with that, Rich. The donation does help, so thank you, man. Thank you. You're gonna kill the Lights family, right? Yes, that as well. That as well, your boy, man. Of course. Yeah, Golvich, Lundqvist has officially retired, man. I still can't believe it, man. I still can't believe it. It makes me so sad. Can we just give Hank a cup? You know what, Clay? I mean, I'm not. Hey, let me know in the chat. Yes or no? Should we just give Henrik Lundqvist the cup? Because personally, I'm on board. I'm on board. I would appreciate that. I mean, who can say no, really? Who can say no? Texas, we can have another empty rink in the NHL. You are stupid, bro. You are stupid. Texas, we can have another empty rink. The Dallas Stars were 14th in attendance were 14th in the attendance before the pandemic came. You know what? Let's do a little exercise, shall we? Let's do a little bit of exercise. Let's see what teams the Dallas Stars out-attendanced, shall we? So let's go for percentages, shall we? Overall. Or actually, let's just go for percentages at home. Wait. Hold up. Wait just a second. I didn't even know this. Guys, can we get some L's in the chat for whoever just said that? NHL season attendance at home, percentage-wise, the Dallas Stars are number 1. Yeah, Quebec's definitely gonna get Texas empty arenas. Oh no, what will we do? Average of 20,000 people. You clown. Get destroyed. How does it feel? Baby? How does it feel? They have a better percentage than the Chicago Blackhawks, the Winnipeg Jets, everybody in the NHL. Everybody. Oh yeah, let's put another team in Canada. That's really gone well for attendance, hasn't it? Oh my goodness. This man. See, even in 2020, the Stars weren't even doing that great. But they, I didn't even know they were first in percentage, and that's what you want to look at. Because again, percentage-wise, you have teams like Winnipeg that don't have as many average fans because the stadium isn't as big, but their percentage is big. But look at this, Dallas has the best percentage attendance in the entire league. Bono, let's go over another empty arena. Oh my goodness. It's really interesting though. The only reason I really want Arizona to succeed is for all the people that say that Southern hockey can't work. Have you seen Tampa Bay? Like, is something not right with you? Like, I would love a team in Quebec City. Do not get me wrong. I would love a team in Quebec City. But look at the top 5 in attendance. 2 of the teams are Vegas and Dallas. But wait a second, guys. Wait. I was told Southern hockey can't work. What? Hello? I was told though that Southern hockey can't work. But what are these numbers that are shown to me right now? I think it's fake news. It's fake news, obviously. Anyways, hey Tyler, I appreciate that. How long has the Stars been there? Houston is a football town. The Stars have been there since specifically they've been here then since the early 90s. But Houston being a football town, I don't know if they're any town right now. I mean, the Texans are as bad as they are. I mean, I'm not gonna debate you on that, obviously. I mean, even in Dallas, obviously football is way more popular. But at the same time, like, people always talk about Southern hockey just not working. But like Tampa Bay, like, here's the thing that I think is really interesting. People will discount teams that aren't in the South that do bad attendance wise for no reason. And here's the thing. I get, obviously, again, wanting to have a Quebec team and wanting to have like the Coyotes or the Florida Panthers move. But guess what's happened to the Florida Panthers since they've gotten good? They've actually had fans come into the games. Like, that's like the only thing separating the Panthers and the Lightning, really, in my opinion, besides obviously the arenas being in better positions. But if the Panthers were as good as the Tampa Bay Lightning, they'd be getting sellouts every single game, in my opinion. It's just a matter of winning. It really in the Southern market. And like here, besides Dallas, because even Dallas, when they were terrible in the early 2010s, still got okay attendance. But really, when it comes to just statewide teams in general, you're not going to get that guaranteed attendance. But in the South, it's the same thing. If your team isn't winning, they're not going to get sellout games. And that's why you see teams like the Arizona Coyotes and Florida Panthers be down there. And again, some of that is because of the arena placement. But like, look at New Jersey in 2020, they were 27th in attendance. But you don't see anybody saying, "Oh, move the Devils to to Quebec City," because that's not happening. And to me, it's just a bias that doesn't add up. I mean, look at the markets here: Buffalo, New Jersey, the New York Islanders. I mean, obviously, again, arena placement is key here, but you have big markets that are way less than the Dallas Stars, the Vegas Golden Knights, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Nashville Predators are 100 they're 7th in average attendance, percentage-wise, of course. The Brute Force, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Tampa's no real fans. They scream too many men on the ice during line changes like idiots. I mean, I don't really care about that, Charles. As long as they're hockey fans, like, I'm fine. As long as they're supporting, I mean, I'd rather have fake fans than no fans, really. That's the, like, you're not going to get, like, in a market that has, like, 4 different teams or as many teams as some of the markets in the U.S. have, you're obviously going to have faker fans. Like, that's just what happens. But, like, I don't see that as a bad thing. I'd rather have fake fans than no fans. And I mean, I think the NBA thinks the same thing. There was a ton of fake fans for the Warriors, but they still made a load of cash because of that. And I don't know. I think the NHL would like the same thing. Houston's a baseball town, if anything. Yeah, that's kind of true as well. Like, I think Houston would be super interesting because, again, I think it's the same type of situation as Dallas coming into the Dallas Stars. Like, when the Dallas Stars were announced, like, everybody's like, oh, they're never going to be able to compete with, and obviously they're not going to compete with the Cowboys, but, like, in terms of attendance, they're competing with the Mavericks. They're competing really well with the Rangers interest-wise. I don't think Houston's going to be the same thing right off the bat, but I think it could be pretty successful, personally. Graphic, except your trays. No, they're all bad, Liam. They're all bad. I'm surprised Buffalo isn't last with some of the videos where their arena was as empty. Yeah, that's the thing, Hockey Cowboy. And again, I'm not blaming the Sabres for being down there, or even like the Devils for being down there. They're not good teams. So, like, here's the thing for me. Why would I pay $100 to see a bad team? Why, when I could just watch it on TV? There's no reason to, and that's exactly what's happening with the Panthers a ton, because the Panthers actually the Tampa Bay Rays, not recently, but before they actually got good, nobody wanted to go to the games, and they still don't. But the TV ratings are actually pretty good, MLB wise, and that's the case for a couple of teams as well that are lower on here, like New Jersey and like Buffalo. In terms of actual TV ratings, is fantastic, but nobody wants to support the franchise because they suck. But that's the thing here, is that, again, attendance-wise, empty stadiums, that doesn't correlate as well with the fan base that could potentially be there. And again, some of that is because of arena placement, some of that is because of just the team being as it is. But look at LA. LA was 23rd in attendance, but ain't nobody saying them going to Quebec. Just saying. The Brute Force, yes, Lundqvist is officially retiring. Sadly. So this was a statement. Again, I need to make it a little bit less big here, but he had a statement early this morning on Twitter that just gave me all the feels, man, all the feels. By the way, appreciate you guys coming in here, because I know it's super early in the morning, and I appreciate you guys coming in the stream a lot. But again, it's been a sad morning. It's been a sad morning with Henrik Lundqvist retiring. Ah, man. Oh, and also we did get the news. We did get the news from the Sabres here that Rick Jeanneret, their play-by-play announcer, will retire after the 2022 season, which is so sad. If you guys know me well, you know that Rick Jeanneret is my favorite local play-by-play guy of all time. Obviously, like the Mayday calls and everything. In terms of goal calls and in terms of classic calls, Rick Jeanneret was just at the top of the league, in my opinion. And it's so sad. Like, if we're taught, like, Henrik Lundqvist and Rick Jeanneret are kind of the same thing. They carried teams that did not deserve to get carried as much as they did. And Jeanneret just made Sabres games. Whenever he was calling them, I mean, the Sabres had their moments, obviously. But, man, I like the Sabres. He deserved to see the Sabres win a Stanley Cup. Like, it's crazy that they weren't able to win a Stanley Cup during his time there, man. It sucks. It sucks, because if anybody deserved to have their team win, it would have been Rick Jeanneret. But, man, it sucks to see RJ having to end the career now. But hopefully, obviously wishing the best for him afterwards. One last season here. This next season, I'll be sure to tune in into as many games as possible of him on the mic. But it's sad to see that be it. Ooh, the Rangers just released a statement here. Statement from the New York Rangers. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys. So the Rangers just announced in a statement here. It is with mixed emotions that the New York Rangers offer our best wishes and heartfelt gratitude to Henrik Lundqvist on the announcement of his retirement. Henrik's commitment to excellence made him one of the best goalies to ever play the game of hockey, and we are so fortunate to have witnessed his greatness firsthand for 15 years. As we congratulate Henrik on his extraordinary career and a lasting legacy of success, charity, and character, we are honored to announce that we will be retiring his number and raising his journey to the rafters at an upcoming game this season. Henrik is and always will be a New York Ranger. Oh my goodness, yes sir, that is fantastic. I thought the Rangers were gonna come here and say, oh, how about how Henrik was just this fantastic player and all this, and that would have been great. Oh, Will the Fun, thank you so much, man. Big time shout out to you. Speaking of goaltending, by the end of their careers, where does Vasi and Hellebuyck rank all time? That is a fantastic question. First things first with Vasilevsky, if we'd assume that he's kind of going on the trajectory that he is on, let's say he has like 8 more solid seasons, and who knows if he wins another cup, but let's just say that is the case. I think Vasilevsky could honestly be top 10 at least, maybe top 5. Like, I think he could be that good. If we're looking at it, like, again, trajectory-wise, if he doesn't get injured, if he stays in this consistent pace, I think Vasi would be, honestly, in the top 5 debate. It would be hard to not, because he has 2 cups already at such a young age. He's been as good as he has been. And again, I'm assuming that trajectory continues, right? If let's say he wins another cup and he gets 3, and he continues that play, there's not really many reasons to not have him that high. At least top 10, you'd have to think. I think he'd definitely be in that conversation for sure. Hellebuyck is another interesting one because he's a lot more inconsistent, but I love him a lot. I'm really hoping that Hellebuck's able to get into that top 10 debate. We'll see. Obviously, he has the Vezina already. No Stanley Cups because it's the Winnipeg Jets, but I think with Hellebuyck, he'll be an interesting case. I don't know what his trajectory will really be because he's, again, a little bit more inconsistent, but I think that the Winnipeg Jets can surround him with a good defense in the future. I think Hellebuyck could be in the top 20 conversation by the time it's all said and done. I hope so, at least, because I think Hellebuyck does have potential to be one of the best USA goalies of all time. I really hope he's able to reach that, and Stanley Cup would definitely help that for sure. But boys, can we get some W's in the chat for Henrik Lundqvist number being retired? You love to see it. You love to see it. Stonewall was your favorite team. My favorite team is the Dallas Stars. But thank you so much, Will. Can we get some W's and can we get some Will hype in the chat down below, y'all? That was the best clip, but that sucks to hear. Yeah, it absolutely is. But hey, at least the Rangers are retiring his number, which is great to see. Great to see. And honestly, great move by the Rangers. I don't know when that game will be, but I'll definitely be watching for sure. Though, you know what? I'll kind of say this. Maybe it's a little bit selfish of me, but I kind of appreciate that Henrik Lundqvist never played a game for the Washington Capitals. Is that just me? For the Rangers fans in here, is that just me? Because I'm kind of happy we don't get to see, like, it's one of those situations where even though he did practice for them, he didn't officially play a game. It didn't have to be like a Mike Modano Red Wings or a Mark Messier Canucks situation where you just look back and say, why couldn't you just stay with the team that you were on for so long and not make it so weird by the end of your career? And it could have been that way. And obviously, I mean, the Capitals aren't like a crazy departure, but just seeing him in red in an official game would have been really weird. And it never came to be. And maybe the hockey gods just wanted Henrik Lundqvist to stay a New York Ranger for life. And who knows? But life has a weird way of working out. But obviously, Henrik Lundqvist's number going to be retired at the rafters of an MSG, which it absolutely should be. I love that the Rangers were as quick as they were with this. I mean, they could have stalled it out and said, okay, we'll retire his number in like a year or two. No, they're doing it right now. They're doing it next year, and they're doing it as soon as possible. Really giving respect to an absolute legend. And honestly, I'll say this. This is probably the best New York Rangers move they made this year. Honestly, this is probably the best New York Rangers move they made this year. To do it so early and so quick. They know as much as we do how much goatness Henrik Lundqvist exudes and how worthy he is of this. Yeah, Mario with the Blues. That is another one as well. I don't know why I forgot that, but that is a good one as well. Do you think Varlamov or Sorokin could get a cup in their career? I think it's possible for sure. I mean, it would probably be the most likely option is probably be these next couple of years, but I could definitely see it, especially Sorokin, since he has more longevity, of course. I like the Panthers. Stonewall, not bad. Hey, I see them winning the cup. I see them winning the cup this year. Good luck to the Panthers for sure. I'm a Jets fan. Helly isn't top 10 yet due to his inconsistency and terrible D in front of him when they play amazing for the backup goalies. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really circumstantial whether Hellebuck gets to that great level. Because again, the inconsistencies are there, and the Jets defense is what it is. I mean, Henrik Lundqvist was able to overcome that, but especially in Vasilevsky's case, having Tampa Bay's defense definitely helps. Good move by the Rangers. Hopefully they sign him to a one-day contract so he can retire a Ranger. That is true as well. That is true as well. Vasi will be a world beater or world breaker. I mean, he already kind of has been these past couple of years. By the way, I've been kind of Vasi's biggest hater in the past. He should have won the Vezina Trophy this past year, though. I'm just saying that. It's fine. He won the cup. On my NHL be a process, the next best thing. Okay, good to hear, Smoothie. Good to hear. That is good to hear. At least we have that. Gravit slept in a bit. What was his message? I can go back to it. By the way, the Rangers announcing Cameron that they're retiring his number. But let me go back to it. So it was quite heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. But he says it's time. For the last 30 years, I have devoted my life to the game of hockey, and now it's time to walk away from the game I love and begin a new chapter. The future excites me. I've met so many amazing people over the years that will help to guide and inspire me in my new journey. There are many things I love about this game, from the excitement I felt as an eight-year-old at my first practice to the 15 years of butterflies I had every time I took the ice in the greatest city in the world. I'm extremely grateful for what hockey has brought me and taught me in life. These lessons will never leave me. Thank you to all the coaches and players that have helped me throughout my career. Thank you to Swedish hockey, from growing up and playing in Sweden to ultimately representing my country in the world stage. They are some of my proudest moments. Thank you, Rangers and New York City. I'm born Swede, but I'll always feel like a New Yorker thanks to you. Thank you, NHL. This league was everything I dreamed of and more. Lastly, thank you to the game of hockey and its fans. You gave me my life purpose, and I loved every single minute of it. Thank you all. Oh my goodness, it just gets me in the feels, man. It just gets me in the feels. And also, looking at his bio as well just makes me even more sad. Hockey has been my life since I was 7 years old and still is. No, man! I never won a cup. I'm still so sad. Remember when Hank was the only Ranger to show up to the 2015 Game 7 Eastern Conference Finals? That is true as well, man. That is true as well. Will the Leafs make the playoffs? I don't think so unless they make some moves. I mean, I think it's possible, Ian. The Atlantic's definitely going to be a big one. I think their biggest competition is going to be the Habs. And I think the best the Leafs can get is that 4th spot, honestly. But we'll see. I think the Leafs have potential, but I think playoff-wise, they could definitely use another move or two. The Caps had Holtby for so long, and then he went to Vancouver and now Dallas. Yeah, that is another one as well. I mean, hey, if Holtby does well this year, I'd be fine with it. Let me see. Mayday. The Habs versus Nordiques revival will bring so many viewers. I mean, that is true, but again, it seems like for the NHL, they're looking for long-term things here. And again, for me at least, I feel like for the Arizona Coyotes, if they just moved to Tempe, or Scottsdale, I think it would make a lot more sense for them. But personally, I want a Houston team. I want a Houston team, baby. But to be honest, like, the thing is, the Stars are like maybe like the Predators, but like the Stars don't really have, like, right now at least, a true rival. But if you had Houston, it would make it just so much better. So much better. Oh man, a legendary career forever, a Ranger. It's gonna be. And now again, they can say it forever Ranger because he never played for the Caps. He has his great moments and gave us one of the best NHL moments when he pushed the net. Oh, that is true, AJ. That is true. Could you rank the 3 best Swedish goaltenders of all time? Oh. Interesting. I guess I could. I mean, let me go by save percentage here and try to see. So in terms of the save percentage, the best ones of all, the top 10. This is an interesting top 10. Henrik Lundqvist, Robin Lehner, Lena Solmark, Eric Ersberg, who played 53 games, Jacob Markstrom, Joonas Enroth, Eddie Lack, Anders Nilsson, Henrik Karlsson, who played 26 games, and then Tommy Salo, who played 526 games. There's only been 23 Swedish goaltenders to ever play? Really? Interesting. Well, I would say the top 3 is probably Henrik Lundqvist. Probably then... When did Tommy Salo play? Let me know in the chat down below what you guys top 3 Swedish goalies of all time, because obviously Henrik Lundqvist would be the number one. The number one. So we play in the late 90s and early 2000s, okay. And you play for those late 90s Islanders teams. Oof, tough scene. Tough scene. Former Oiler. That's where I remember the name from. I'd probably go Henrik Lundqvist. I'd probably go Henrik Lundqvist, Jacob Markstrom, and Robin Leonard. If I had to rank them right now. I mean, Anders Lindback was pretty underrated, I guess. Yeah, that'd probably be my top 3 if I had to make a top 3 right now. I'm happy he only played for the Rangers. Exactly, useful. Exactly. I'm happy that he never played for the Capitals. What about a team in Austin? I mean, the Texas Stars are already a team in Austin. I mean, it could work. I feel like Houston just has a better reach, though, personally. My boy Lundqvist will be a future Hall of Famer. Hussein, of course he will be. Of course he will be. And I'll say this. Ain't nobody gonna rob him of the Hall of Fame, even if he doesn't have that Stanley Cup. He has an Olympic gold, which I think is definitely important. But he's a Hall of Famer for sure. Should be first ballot 100%. I think they need to take some of the games a bit more serious and make some moves to secure wins. At least you saw the Yankees. Go Yanks. About that, General, I'm a Mets fan. So, about that, not too sure. Not too sure. Thoughts on RJ retiring from the Sabres after this year? Yeah, I touched on it a little bit earlier. I'm pretty sad about that. RJ's one of my favorite commentators of all time, man. It sucks that he had to be commentating Sabres games. I mean, like, the Sabres should have at least won 1 cup while he was commentating. Did you see the Rangers make the playoffs grab? Or do you see the Rangers making the playoffs grab? I do see them making the playoffs. Price Sex NHL. I do, but it's not going to be easy. Just like I see the Leafs making the playoffs, but it not being like an easy thing for them. I see it kind of being the same thing for the Rangers. It's going to be a tough metro, but I do see them getting it done. I don't think they're going to get better than a 4th spot, but I think that 4th spot is what they're looking for sure. Is that like y'all? Absolutely, Cameron. We just did 100 likes. Appreciate that a ton, y'all. Robin Leonard literally was part of the aspect for the Knights within round 3. Top 3 Finnish goalies. That is a good one as well. Let's go for Finland, shall we? So I'd assume Pekka Rinne is number 1. Okay, so top 3. So the top 10 save percentages, top 10 save percentages are Tuukka Rask, Saros, Ranta, Rinne, Nicholas Backstrom, the other Nicholas Backstrom, Kari Lehtinen, Anthony Niemi, Mika Kiprusoff, Kevin Lankinen, and Mikko Koskinen. So I'd probably go Kiprusoff number 1, Rinne number 2, and Rask number 3. Though that's tough, because honestly, Rask I think was more consistent than Rinne, but Rinne had better seasons. But Rinne was also pretty consistent now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I'd probably go Kiprusoff, Rinne, Rask, top 3 wise. Kiprusoff still pretty underrated goalie wise as well. Bro Gaming Channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the Grab Gang. And game of the 279 Team Canada lines for the Olympics, I assume. Thank you so much for the 279 though, Gabe. For the Olympics, I will have to go through it. Oh, and Andreas with the 55. Thank you so much. When I saw it, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw it, I started crying. My all-time favorite Ranger and also all-time favorite player, Andreas. I kind of started to do it too, man. It's still so sad to believe that Lundqvist had to go out this way, man. It sucks. One of the best goalies of all time. It sucks that he had to retire this way, not on his own terms, from what we could tell. Wishing him the best though, and it seems like he's at least some part going out on his own terms, but hoping the best for him. Thank you so much though, Andreas. Can we get some Andreas and Gabe hype in the chat down below? In terms of Team Canada lines for the Olympics, I mean, I could go through the players. I think is gonna actually, you know what, Gabe, I made an Olympic roster for Team Canada prediction video about a year ago. It might be a little bit outdated, but that's probably going to give you a much better idea on what I'm thinking than I can put up right now. So, I mean, I can actually, I don't know if I can link that right now, but if you just search up on the channel, Team Canada roster predictions, it'll be there. Let me actually do that right now. Okay, so here it was. Yeah, predicting Team Canada's 2022 roster. So I'll link that in the comments in the chat right now. Kuemper was a legend who got robbed of a cup. That is true as well. That is true as well. I mean, like, now thinking about it, like, a lot of European, like, a lot of Norwegian goaltenders were kind of robbed from cups. Rene, Kiprusoff, Lundqvist. Which is kind of sad to see. Kind of sad to see. And Andreas with another donation. Thank you so much, man. Apparently the Rangers had a jibe for him as well. They said that when he retires, he will return to work with the organization. Really, Andreas? I did see that they were. They were announcing that they were retiring his number this upcoming season. I did see that. But that I would love that. If Lundqvist ends up playing for the or working for the Rangers afterwards, I would love that. If you say King Henrik is overrated, clearly I've never watched him play. He's top 5 all time. There you go, Riker. There you go. Do you think Dallas might eventually move if they move the Coyotes to Houston? Scars. The answer is no, Adam. The answer is no. I told my mom and she didn't believe me for like 30 minutes. Jacob, it's sad, Jacob. It's so sad, Jacob. Oh, man. Go to Roberto Luongo's Twitter. Is there something there? Oh, you know what? Yes, please. You know what? You know what? This is a great tweet by Roberto Luongo. Let me put it up here. All right, 2 goats, no cup podcast. Think about it. Can we get some dubs in the chat, please? Can we get some dubs to make this happen? Can we please get some dubs to make this happen? I need it. Imagine a Luongo and Henrik Lundqvist. Yes, please. I don't know why Luongo hasn't done a podcast, to be honest, but it absolutely should be. It absolutely should be. I have a Hank auto patch card. Probably a good time to sell. That is probably true, David. I mean, but maybe now but maybe now or the time he gets elected to the Hall of Fame. That would probably the best time, to be honest. Or not Norwegian, Scandinavian. I'm sorry. I woke up like 30 minutes ago. Scandinavian. Imagine though if Henrik Lundqvist was Norwegian and they had Mats Zuccarello. Beautiful, beautiful. An assistant coach, that'd be pretty good. Do you think Subban will stay within Chicago for the 2021-2022 season? I think so. I mean, he was with Fleury for when they were in Vegas. Hey, Colton, thank you so much for the $2. Good luck with retirement, Goat. Absolutely, absolutely agreed. Thank you so much, though, Colton, for the 2. My man, my man. Absolutely appreciate it. Can we get some Colton hype, y'all? Some big-time Colton hype for a legend. Coming in here again. Coming in here again. Eichel tweet thoughts. Man, I don't know. I don't know. What is there even to say? What is there even to say about this? Besides this, obviously. Scars. I don't even know what to say. Honestly. Like, what can you say? What can you say about this? Hashtag free Jack, obviously. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. Grab, I want your thoughts, Kosa or Wallstedt, who will have the better career. I think Wallstedt, but I think Kosa's going to be really good as well. I think both of those guys are going to be elite goaltenders. And it's hard to express my feelings as a huge Ranger fan. I'm also really excited, sad as a Rangers fan that I'm really sad as a Rangers fan and also excited that you're wearing a Ranger jersey. Hey, Eli, that's what we're doing. To pay respects to an absolute legend. I'll say this though, Eli. I'll say this though. Hey, at least Lundqvist never played a game for the Capitals. Staying a Ranger forever, baby. Forever. Scars. Andreas again. Oh my goodness. He's so... Another one. Another one. Andreas with the 20th screen. Oh no, now I'm crying again. No, I'm crying. You're crying, man. I'm so sad. But also happy. Like, again... I'm happy that Lundqvist retired a Ranger, basically. Who will be the goalie for Sweden at the Olympics then? Wallstedt. At the Olympics? Definitely Robin Leonard. Why isn't Roberto Luongo verified on Twitter? No idea. No idea. It's good to be back. It's good to have you back, Colton. It's good to have you back. Yeah, what do I think about the emoji? Yeah, not much. Grav, sorry to say I have to head out. There will be a video on the Coyotes potentially moving. Nah, I wasn't planning on making it. It's not happening, guys. It's not happening. There's already been confirmation that they're pretty much just planning a move to Tempe, or I'm pretty sure it's Tempe, not Scottsdale. but they're pretty much like already in the works to have that happen. So I don't see it. I don't see it. Like, to me, it would be disingenuous if I did it, because like the whole time I'd be like, I try, whenever I make like a trade rumor video or whatever, like I try to make videos on stuff that I can actually see some, like, in some way happening. As long as Gary Bettman's the commissioner, the Coyotes aren't moving. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And the Coyote, for me at least, if the Coyotes were going to move, it would have happened already. And I don't know, like, I just feel like moving to Tempe is just a decision they're going to make. And I mean, I would like to have them in Houston, obviously. I would love that. Heck yeah. But I just don't see it being realistic right now. Didn't Lundqvist play in the first round against Boston? No. I don't know. He never played for the Capitals. He was practicing for them, but never played. Let me see. Only thing that can make me happy right now is the thunderstorm outside the stream. And Larry, where is Larry? Oh wait, Larry's over here. Larry's over here. Let me bring him out. Let me bring him out. All right, here we go. Here we go. So you guys have been asking for it. Larry's been kind of just hibernating just a little bit during the off season, but Larry is here. So if you want to ask him anything, want to do anything with me, he'll just reach out. He'll just be here. He'll just be here. Can we get some Larry hype in the chat down below? Beautiful, beautiful. Here we go. Larry baby, Larry baby. Let me see. Yes, hashtag free Jack baby. Let's go. Keep the train going. We got to make it happen. We got to make it happen. But yeah, I'd assume again that I'd assume that Leonard's the starter for Sweden. I don't think there'd be any other way to go. I mean, unless Markstrom really has a great year. Larry, are you my real dad? Nah, he doesn't have any kids. He doesn't have any kids, but he's still, because he's out there he's out there with the ladies. He has no time for kids right now. Good old couch Monty. Where? Monty's in the other room outside. He's in the living room right now, just chilling. He's doing well. He's doing well. Do you think Anton Hudon will come to the Oilers? I think so. I mean, I think that's the most logical team to have it happen. And we did hear that that I don't know. I think it was David Pagnotta that was saying that Hudon's likely an option for the Oilers this offseason. I'd assume that probably ends up happening. Larry kind of hot, not gonna lie. I mean, he gets it all the time. So yeah, he knows it. He knows it. Which kind of a little bit cocky now that I'm thinking about it, Larry. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But it's fine. It's fine. Do you think that Eichel will not report to camp? I mean, he's under contract to do so. And that's the thing. Like, I think one of the main reasons why he's so mad right now is because he's under like, here's the thing. Like, if he's going to breach his contract, he would have gone to surgery. But he can't, because he can't breach that contract. So, for me, I mean, he almost has to, it has to happen almost. But I don't think it's going to make him happy either. Like, to me as well, obviously he'd be disgruntled with the Sabres. And I'm not saying it's the correct opinion to have. But I think if he didn't report to camp, there would kind of be like a sense around the NHL that he's kind of being like a little bit of a baby about it. Like, I think for me, if I was on the Sabres, heck no, I'm not reporting to camp. But if you're Jack Eichel, there might be like a reputation side of it on the line there. So I don't know. Then maybe I don't know if that affects things, but that's something to keep in mind, I think. But if I was training for Jack, I wouldn't care. I know why he would do that. They better, because Smith is a rust bucket bound to break, and on a 2-year deal too. Would you think Blackwood would have some success in this season coming up? I think so. I think the defense is better in New Jersey. Graves is a good addition. Dougie Hamilton's a good addition. I think Blackwood will be better. Obviously, not a great season for him this last year, which is sad to see, because I love me some Mackenzie Blackwood, but yeah, it seems like I feel like Blackwood's gonna have a better year, and I think like New Jersey's gonna have a better year as well. If Oilers get Hudobin, they will trade Chason and Cahoon 2 stars. How do you feel about that? I mean, I like Cahoon. Chason, I don't know. I feel like if the Stars are gonna trade Hudobin, though, it'd probably just be for picks. I think they want to have that little bit of cap space, especially come trade deadline time. They're retiring his number this season, the Rangers. Yes, they are. They are retiring his number. They said in a statement here that they're going to retire it at some point this upcoming season. So we don't know like what day or what game it'll be, but I hope it'll be sometime soon. Can Eichel retire, then get his neck fixed, then play for KHL? I mean, I guess it's a possibility, Gilbert, but I mean, I don't know if he wants to be in the KHL. Corey Schneider for Vezina, obviously, Char. Obviously, I mean, hey, might as well have where even didn't Schneider retire? Like, where even is he? He was with the Islanders last time, but there was no room for him, obviously. Where, like, let me know where is Schneider right now? Like, is he in the UFA or something? Is he a UFA? What's going on? Ooh, okay. So some breaking news here on the live stream. Hearing that mutual interest between the NHL, Jets, and the UFA, Evgeny Svechnikov has initially led initially to a pro tryout offer. Svechnikov had a shoulder issue cleaned up in May, and the expectation is he should be cleared to play around training camp. Once healthy, look for a two-way deal. Not bad. We obviously heard that Evgeny Svechnikov and the Jets were having a lot of interest in each other. Pending a marriage, perhaps. But there you go. It looks like it's officially done, a pro tryout offer. I mean, for the Jets, there's really no risk in that at all. Oh, Marcus, thank you so much for the nation, man. Henrik's and Mika's jerseys are going to hang beside. I hope so, Marcus. I hope so. I mean, hey, you might, the two Swedish goats. Thank you so much for the nation, Marcus. Absolutely appreciate it. Hopefully you're doing well, man, as well as you can during this sad news. But at least the Rangers are retiring his number as soon as humanly possible, which is exactly what should happen because he is the GOAT, which is good to see. But, man, it's still sad to see Henrik Lundqvist retiring. So, yeah, Svechnikov going to the Winnipeg Jets. Again, I like that fit for them. Not bad. Corey's a UFA. Okay, that makes sense then. Did you hear about Kaprizov leaving Minnesota for the KHL? Not happening, guys. It's not happening. I that's another situation that was disingenuous to me as well. If I made it like a video on it, like, oh, what if he went to the KHL? He's not going to the KHL. It's not happening. It's a bluff. People might say it's not a bluff. It's a bluff. Come on. That's one of the most tried and true negotiation ploys in the throughout history, especially Russian player history. Is, oh, what if I go to the KHL? Okay, go right ahead. I make like 2 minutes to get taxed or go to the KHL. Go to KHL and make a lot less money. Go right ahead, my man. Go right ahead. Imagine if Michael comes to the Oilers, McDavid and Draisaitl and Eichel as a line. Interesting. Terra Nova Productions, what's going on? Howdy. I called to the Oilers, imagine, or what happened with Stahl? Which Stahl? Mark Stahl? Eric Stahl? Because I believe, actually, is Eric Stahl still a UFA? Did he re-sign with the Canadians? I don't think he did, right? I don't think he did. You guys can let me know. I'm going to look it up right now. Yeah, he is still a UFA. Nothing has happened with him yet. Which, I mean, he's just a guy. Like, he's not that great. He's decent. He was decent in the playoffs, though. So, I mean, I would take him on a minimum league, or a min league contract. Why not? Let me know in the chat down below. Where do you guys see Eric Stahl going? Because I think that could be pretty interesting. I mean, I think for a few teams, that could be a decent fourth line / veteran presence. Why not? Chris, what's going on? Chris, good to see you. Still kind of hoping, I guess, grab Flames get Eichel. I'm telling you, man, if the Flames get Eichel, my whole opinion on that team changes. My whole opinion. They would be so much better off, man. They need a star presence like Jack Eichel, in my opinion. Who's the best Ranger of all time? Well, like, consistently or what? Because, like, the best Ranger to ever play, I mean, Mark Messier would be up there, I guess. But, like, consistently, I mean, Henrik Lundqvist has an argument. Let me know in the chat down below. What are you guys thinking? I mean, Brian Leach is up there. I'm trying to think about, like, let me just look up, like, all-time Ranger scores. I'm having a hard time right now. Career leaders. Points. Rod Gilbert got 1,000. Then I would have to say Brian Leetch. Like Brian Leetch consistently, because he played again most of his years in New York. I mean, dude, as a defenseman, he got 102 points in 1992. Like, how does that happen? How does that even happen? And of course, he is from Corpus Christi, Texas. You love to see it. You love to see it. Texas proud, baby. Texas proud. But yeah, I would say probably consistently Brian Leetch, but I would say Brian Leetch is up there. Henrik Lundqvist is up there. I mean, Gilbert's obviously up there too. I think in terms of older presences, I mean, Vickers goes pretty underrated. Bathgate's pretty fantastic. But yeah, the Rangers interestingly don't have they only have one player ever to play for them and have over 1,000 points with them. So that's an interesting part. But I mean, Messier still had 691 points with the New York Rangers. Not too bad either. Not too bad either. But yeah, I would say Brian Leetch for me. Johnny Hockey isn't mauling because he didn't call him a star. I mean, he's not anymore. I'm sorry to say. Maybe in 2019. I mean, hey, I'm an American. I would love Johnny Gaudreau to still be amazing, but he's not that guy. He's not that guy. You're not that guy, man, bud. You're not that guy. Is Panarin still in NY? I hope so. I sure hope so. Yeah, Leetch won as well. Yeah, that's another factor too. And he was a big reason why. Now, I think Zubov's also, like, in terms of peaks, I think Zubov's also super underrated in terms of one of the best Rangers of all time. He was fantastic there, and I'm also biased as a Stars fan too, because Zubov is, in my opinion, the most underrated defenseman, one of the most underrated players of all time. But still. Fox gonna reach 1,000? Here's hoping. I mean, I don't know. Ooh, okay, boys. There are, okay, now I'm getting excited. Yo, now I'm getting excited. Please just do it as soon as possible. Imagine they do it on, like, opening day or something. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, Gretzky was only, how long was Gretzky there? Like 2 years? I don't even remember. But, like, how many defensemen all time have gotten, I mean, there's quite a few. Let me look at all-time defenseman points. Now, obviously, so far, Adam Fox has done pretty good. In 125 games played, he has 89 points. Not too bad. In terms of all-time points leaders, though, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 defensemen to ever get 1,000 points. And Brian Leetch got 1,028. So even he put up an 100-point season and still barely past the 100-point or 1,000-point threshold. Adam Fox getting there would be really tough. I'll say this right now. With Adam Fox already being 23, I think it makes it a little bit less likely. I hope he gets there, but I'll say this. I think out of this generation of players, I think Cale Makar is going to be the only guy to get there. I could see Quinn Hughes getting pretty close, Adam Fox getting pretty close, maybe even McAvoy getting close-ish, like kind of being in that like Brad Park area of like 896 points potentially. But I think Cale Makar is going to be the only one to get there. Let me know in the chat down below though. Makar, Fox, who do you guys see getting 1,000 points in their career? Because I could definitely see Cale Makar getting it. Because I mean, so far, looking at it now, I mean, so far he has 94 points in 101 games. That is insane. So I think Makar is probably the most likely bet to do that right now. What do you think about Dustin Wolf as a prospect goalie grab? I love Dustin Wolf. He was one of my most, he was in my opinion one of the most underrated prospects back in 2019, and I thought he should have been a top 60 pick. I thought for the Flames it was a steal in the 7th round. I didn't think he'd be this good this early, but I think Dustin Wolf is the real deal. He'll be a good goalie, I think, at the NHL level. Air Mix 7, what's going on, man? Grab, what would you trade for Pavelski? Would you trade Pionk? What would you trade for Pavelski? Would you trade Pionk? No. I want Pionk on my fantasy team. Pionk's too valuable for me. I don't think Pavelski's gonna be amazing next year. yes, I did hear about Power going to Michigan, which, like, is what we expected, really. And I think that's the best thing for both sides. Stall to Ottawa because we need veterans. I mean, I think Stall to Ottawa would be pretty interesting. Mario Lemieux did a hockey game and scored 5 goals. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Okay, so we got 110 people here. Thank you guys so much coming in. And for all the nations so far, appreciate that a ton. In terms of the final poll here, it looks like top 5 is what you guys see Henrik Lundqvist mostly as, with top 10 so just slightly behind. Just slightly behind. But most of you guys see Henrik Lundqvist as a top 5 goalie all time. 39% on that one. 657 total. Well, thank you so much for voting on that poll, by the way, boys. Appreciate it a ton. But there you go. Top 5 is what most of you guys see Henrik Lundqvist as all time, which is pretty fantastic. Appreciate the votes on that, boys. But I think that'll be pretty much it for today's live stream. I do need to go and get some work done, but I appreciate it a ton, y'all. If you did enjoy, of course, hit that like button, subscribe, and I appreciate all the donations a ton, y'all. I won't be making a video today, but I'll be making a video tomorrow most likely. So look out for that, boys. And if any more news happens, I'll be here for another live stream, perhaps. I mean, if something else big happens, we'll be here, of course. But I appreciate y'all. Let me give some shouts to the people in here right now. The absolute beauts in this chat. We got Aramix7, Brittany Ferguson. We got Chase Green, Colton Judd, General. We got Hockey Arcade, Hussein, Ian Smith, Joe Habs, Johnny, Jalico, Liam Plays, Luigi. We got MMA, Ryan Hull, Riker, Jeffrey, Spooby, and the Brute Force 12. Oh, and Cole, the $10 donation. Thank you so much, man. Can we get some last Colton hype in the chat, y'all? Some last Colton hype in the chat down below. My man is killing it. My man is killing it. Thank you so much, Colton. You legend. You legend. What a goat. Scars. Please, can we get some Colton hype in the chat for this legend? I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for the support, boys. And thank you so much for 47K as well. We're going to keep the grind going. We're going to keep the great videos coming. And I'll see you guys most likely tomorrow, maybe tonight. We'll see what happens. But have a great rest of your day, y'all. See you in the next one. Goodbye.